All right, guys, we are back. This is K-Talk Radio, 1640 AM. I am your host, Yoshi Shiraki. This is the show, Utah Home Sweet Home, and our special guest is Justin Puchar today, and we are diving into all of this uncertainty that we've got going on right now. It's been quite the ride, quite the experience. Justin, I am curious, what are your thoughts on if we're headed for another foreclosure doom and gloom?
Great question. I would say this, if people are not making their payments today, well, let's say the last 10 years, everything's been full documented, really well underwritten. On top of that, we've had a ton of appreciation.
Yes.
So really, if you stop making your payments today, chances are you've got equity in your property you could sell.
Right.
It's not, foreclosure is really for people that don't do anything, or
Yeah.
sometimes they're underwater and they can't do anything, their hands are tied.
Yeah.
Or their property's gotten beaten up, they've lost their job, and they're just in a pickle.
Yeah.
So I would say most people would be able to sell and still make money even if they're not making their payments. So I don't think a foreclosure boom is going to happen. At earliest, it might hit late 2021, more likely like 2022, because we had shadow inventory back in the day of, the bomb from 2008 to
Yes.
2012. And foreclosures were still, bank-owned properties were still occurring up really through the majority of 2015. So it spans years out.
Right.
So I kind of don't think we're going to have a big foreclosure boom. The opportunity side of me says, yeah, we'd love it.
Yeah.
I'd like it because there's opportunity there.
Right.
There's more money made in a down market than an up market, right?
Right.
When there's blood in the streets, that's when you buy.
Right.
And I've always, that's the environment I started in 2003, right? There's
Right.
opportunity and you take advantage of it. And so, whatever happens. I'm just going to be prepared and ready to reinvent myself to whatever's available to me.
Got it. And I totally agree with you. There's so much equity right now, people who purchased a long time ago, that if you found yourself where you can't pay your mortgage anymore, you could just sell it and come out of it A-okay.
Right.
What are your thoughts, though? This is where I'm wondering, and I don't think it'll be quite a boom, but the guy who bought in the last 12 months, maybe 8 months ago, right? And he doesn't have a lot of equity. And there's a whole bunch of these people.
That's true.
Now all of a sudden they lost their job, and there could be a cycle of about a 12-month period of a lot of people maybe going into foreclosure.
True. That's a great thought.
Yeah.
It depends on what you can do. There's forbearance agreements, there's loan modifications. If you really want to keep it, if you got back on your feet, your job's good, more often than not, I think the bank's willing to work with you to do it. It's the people that close off communication, bury their head in the sand, that you go and meet with them and they've got a stack of mail that's unopened, that's bigger than your hand, and you're like, there's people willing to help you. You've got to ask good questions, investigate, get somebody on your side. I meet with people all the time about foreclosures or pending foreclosures or pre-foreclosures, and my philosophy is simple. I want to help you regardless of whether I can make money. And so I have multiple people that come to me and I'm like, here are your options. Do you have somebody in your family that can lend you money? Do you have, forced savings or retirement account you go tap into?
Yeah.
Multiple people. Yes, go do that.
Yeah.
I'll follow up with you. But if you can do that and you can afford to keep it, please do. That's your best strategy. But the people that can't, this is a rental and they don't care anymore and whatever, or it's in such bad shape, they just want as much money and they're out, you have options. You just need to talk to the right people.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to consult, give you ideas, whatever. So, I just want to be a resource.
And on top of that, I think what's so important about what Justin's saying is you don't want to wait till the last minute. Literally helping someone right now who, through a friend, referred me to help them because their house was in pre-foreclosure. I met with this individual. Turns out the foreclosure auction was in 3 weeks. There wasn't a ton we could do. I mean, we couldn't even put it on the market at that point. He did have a little equity. But ironically, because of this COVID-19, his auction has now, was supposed to be at the end of March. We're now in April 18th. It's now been pushed to July because of COVID-19. So now, thankfully, we have some time to work. I'm negotiating a short sale right now on his behalf. We've also got it listed. But if it wasn't for this COVID-19, his house would have already been gone and sold at the foreclosure auction, because he was the guy who had the mail that was your hand, as a pile that's the type that's as tall as your hand. And he was the one who was ignoring the phone calls and the letters and till the very last minute.
It is human nature when you're afraid, when you don't know, when the storm is beating against you, just tune it out, right?
Yeah.
It procrastinate, to just not do anything because you don't know what to do.
Right.
And that's just human nature. And so if you know somebody that's in this phase, or you're worried about them, find somebody that can help them
Right away,
Like,
yep.
because words can really help. It's like we tell our tenants, if you've lost your job, if you can't make your rent payments, communicate with us. Let's work with you.
Yeah.
It's better to have us communicate than you just wait and just shut us out and turn your phone off.
Exactly.